it did not seem so difficult. She need trouble him with no gift of her own. She would only point out the salvation that was latent in his own soul, and in the soul of every man. Only connect! That was her whole sermon. Only connect the prose and the passion, and both will be exalted, and human love will be seen at its height. Live in fragments no longer. Only connect, and the beast and the monk, robbed of the isolation that is life to either, will die. Welcome to A Phenomenology of Struggle. This is a podcast dedicated to the theological understanding that the difficult things in life will not bring us isolation, but actually bring us together. That quote that I read at the beginning comes from E.M. Forster's Howard's End. Great book, a book about understanding what it means to be with somebody. E.M. Forster himself said that the book wasn't necessarily a great novel. It's maybe getting close to a great novel, but he says it was his best. I love that. Anything that I write, I immediately sort of dismiss as like, well, it's the best I can do, but I don't know if it's going to help you. But that phrase, only connect, gets thrown around a lot, especially in places where we value community. Connect with people, get together, find your friends, and be with them. Post-pandemic, that is absolutely a great message to have. But what does that actually mean? Only connect. There's sort of like this underlying idea that not really worrying about the big stuff, not worrying about what's going on social media, on the news, how you're perceived sort of in this disembodied sense, but really, okay, how do your friends see you? Connect over the small things. Connect over mutual love, but connect with people whose faces you are looking at. And it's difficult because I think a big struggle that's brought up here is friends are good. Right, I have no problem finding people to watch football games with, to hang out and invite over to my house for dinner. But boy, I tell you what, the people that I can truly, truly connect with are few and far between. And the reason for that is because we live, as Forster says here, this like fragmented life, right? His character is saying, live in fragments no longer. Connect with people in a way where those fragments become unified. I live a fragmented life. I live a private life. I have things that I think about and do and act on throughout the day that I tell no one about. Even when it is sort of the quick recap with my wife, oh, hey, how was your day? It's just like, oh, yeah. I'm not going to talk about those things. Everybody has this idea that we are all these separate things that come together, that the best parts of ourselves will come out when we're with each other. But when we're alone, perhaps when we're surfing the internet, when we're, reading things, staring off into the abyss, there's these thoughts that cross my mind, at least, about life and death and love and human suffering that I don't want to share with anybody. And it's really difficult to sort of see myself connecting about those things. I mean, sure, you hear all the time, like people have these crazy thoughts, or you read things and you say, oh yeah, that's me. 100%. That's why I love novels so much, is that you can kind of dive into the difficult things while keeping them at arm's reach. But the people I truly love, I don't know if they can really even handle the multitude that is Nate. And so what does that mean when we want to connect with each other? It means that there's only going to be so much energy to put on your best face. There's only going to be so much that I can give, get up for. And if times are tough, if there was just a pandemic, if work is going work is going poorly, if my kids are driving me crazy, then of course I am not going to have the energy to connect in the ways that I think are the easiest for people to do. That's the paradox. The paradox is that, yes, I want to be out here sharing my struggles with you and with other people and getting solace from that. But geez, the ways that I think it's appropriate, I don't have energy for. And the ways that I think are inappropriate, I don't want to do, because that would involve revealing too much of myself to other people. E.M. Forster understood what was going on when he said, only connect. Don't worry about the noise and the anger and the telegrams. He didn't have social media yet, but he understood how there was sort of this disembodied realm that we all sort of exist in and care about way more than we should. And so how do I do that? I don't know. How do I bring the difficult parts of my life, the places where I am truly staring off into the abyss of myself and my life, how do I bring that to the people that I know and that I love? Well, you definitely can't do it at scale. Even in this context of this podcast, getting into specifics seems, I don't know, not productive. But you can do it with individual people. How do you build something around that? I have no idea. It all depends on how we understand one another and how we understand ourselves and what's real. But I can tell you this, it is real when connection happens over struggle, when somebody can say, yes, I also do that thing. And maybe that is just enough. At least it has to be. Thanks for listening. I want to finish today with an antiphon by George Herbert. Let all the world in every corner sing, my God and King. The heavens are not too high, his praise may thither fly. The earth is not too low, his praises there may grow. Let all the world in every corner sing, my God and King. The church with psalms must shout, no door can keep them out. But above all, the heart must bear the longest part. Let all the world in every corner sing, my God and King.